Hello, 7th and 8th grade violists. This is Skill Builder 12, and this week we are going to continue to look at a day at Disneyland. This week we're starting at measure 59 and going all the way to measure 74. This is the tune, It's a Small World. And my guess is that of all of the melodies that are in A Day at Disneyland, this is the one that probably most people are familiar with. Now, at measure 59, you don't have the melody, but you do move your bow to the same rhythm as the melody. And at measure 59, this is a very prominent part for the violas because the only sections playing are violin 1, violin 2, and violas. So you're almost like the cello section of measure 59. So it's very important that you know your part, and we'll talk about it in a second. And then looking forward at measure 67, again, you don't have the melody, but you have this really cool harmony part. And in fact, at measure 67, this is probably one of my favorite parts of the viola part for A Day at Disneyland. So I'm excited to learn it and to put it together with all of the other sections in class. So let's start at measure 59, and the first thing we want to look at is whether or not the key signature changes, because we've seen that as we've transitioned from different melodies in A Day at Disneyland, often either the time signature or the key signature changes. It's pretty clear that the time signature did not change, but if you look carefully, the key signature does change. You've gone from having no sharps and no flats, so the key of C major, to now having one sharp, an F sharp. We call that the key of G major. And so now on the D string, you'll have high twos for F sharps, but on the A string, you'll still have low twos for C natural. And that's going to cause a little bit of, not a problem, but just something that you need to look out for. And I'll give you an example. If you take a look at measure 61, the first note of measure 61 is an F sharp. They've actually put a little courtesy accidental there. It's in parentheses, which means they didn't have to put it, but they put it there as a reminder to you. So it was super nice of them to do that. So there's an F sharp, and immediately after that, the next note is a C, and we know that is a C natural. And so you have a high 2 with a low 2 right next to it. Now, throughout this, it doesn't always happen back to back where you have a high 2 right next to a low 2, but sometimes within the same measure or the same section, you're going to have F sharps and C naturals near each other, and you're going to have to remember to move that second finger to the correct place. So let's start at measure 59 together. We'll go a little bit slower than we'll go in the performance, but this is new, so I want you to be able to play with me. Here we go for 59. 1, 2, here we go. Rest. Excellent. So you have to look out for that 4 fingers. You could hear mine was even a little bit low. It's tough on that A string to stretch that 4th finger up to a high E, but we have to make sure what makes it hard is you're going from a C natural, a low 2, to an E. So you have to really, really stretch that pinky and have that low 2. And so really, really listen, make sure that you are actually playing an E. You could even have a tuner out and check that what you're playing is a high E. And I'll point out one of the trickiest spots is at the end of measure 64, the last note of the line, that's a C natural. The first note of measure 65, which is the first note of that line, is an F sharp. So now we have the reverse. We go from a C natural to an F sharp. So watch out, that's some tricky stuff there. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward for the notes and rhythms, so you should be able to go through and learn that. I do know it sounds kind of funky without the melody, but I promise when you put it together with all of the other parts, it will sound good. So then at measure 67, you rest for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, and the first half of beat 3. And after that, you play this really cool part that sounds like this. D, E, F natural, there's an accidental there, back to F sharp. Okay, and then a similar thing in 70, but you actually play for beats 1 and 2. 2, 3. Then G, F natural, low 2. E, 1 finger. E flat, low 1. Open D, C, B, D, C sharp. And you you'll see for that D, I played 4 fingers because my next note is a C sharp and they're slurred. A C sharp is a high 3 on G. So I put my 4 fingers down and then scooch that 3rd finger up right underneath that 4 fingers. That helps me know where to put my 3rd finger. So that's that whole section there at 67. Let's play from measure 67 and I'll count your beats of rest. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. F natural, E flat, D, excellent. And then at 75, which we will do next time, is a very special part for violas because for measure 75 through 78, the only people who play the whole time are just the violas. So that is a very exciting part to look forward to. But let's put this all together from measure 59. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Excellent, very good. So that's all of It's a Small World. So you are now responsible to get from the beginning to measure 75 and be able to play it with confidence. This video was posted on day 1. You might not be watching it on day 1, but you have all the way until the next day 1, which is when we will start to work on this in class together. All right, so everyone have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in class.